Just tragic news for the College of St. Scholastica community.
Yeah, a physical therapy student died in a car crash and 2 others were injured last week after a ski trip with his classmates.
According to authorities, it happened a week ago today. There was a multi-car crash on Highway 45 about 60 miles east of Ironwood. Officials said 24-year-old Andrew Bjork died in that crash.
Well, tonight we're learning more about Andrew, or Drew as he's known. The College of St. Scholastica said Drew was a second-year student in his occupational therapy program. In a GoFundMe, friends said that he was an amazing and supportive friend and loved by all. The post said Drew and 2 of his classmates were returning from a ski trip up in the UP when they crashed. The driver had a severe shoulder injury and the other passenger suffered internal bleeding. Drew's funeral will be Saturday in Hudson, Wisconsin. We have the GoFundMe on our website.